Hey guys, welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm here for us to discuss or talk about Sunderland. How impressive or how good, so far so good, they are this season since they got promoted into the Premier League. I mean, as it stands in game week 10, right now they are taking everyone by surprise. They are now fourth on the Premier League table, and I'm here for us to discuss how far they've come. So without wasting much of your time, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and if you're a Sunderland fan too, comment below and let me know what you think in the comment section. Without wasting much of your time, let's get started. Yes, so starting off with their impressive performance this season so far, as it stands in game week 10, Sunderland is now fourth on the Premier League table with 17 points out of 9 games. And going to this game week 10, they are going to play against Everton. So let's take a look at some of the games that they've played so far this season. They started, their first game was against West Ham United, and it was at the Stadium of Light, which Sunderland in that game won that game by 3-0 against Sunderland, and since then they've won 2-1 against Brentford. They went ahead to beat Nottingham Forest at the City Ground by 1-0, and they beat Wolves 2 at home 2-0 at Stadium of Light. And their last victory that they got was at the Stamford Bridge just last weekend, that they beat Chelsea by 2-1, which I think they had a very impressive performance in that game. They went into that game with a game plan and they got a spot on. Later on, got the 3 points away from Chelsea. And while the 2 games that they drew this season, they got a 0-0 draw against Crystal Palace and they got a 1-1 draw against Aston Villa. Aston Villa was at home at the Stadium of Light, but well, the 1-0 draw too was at the Selhurst Park, which I think it was very impressive performance. Talking about a new promoted team like Sunderland, and so far as it stands in game week 9, they have 17 points out of 9 games. It's very impressive. So far so good. Looking at how this Premier League works and how things are going, they need just 10 or 11 points to escape relegation to survive for next season. And the 2 games that they lost this season too, the 2 games that they lost so far this season, they lost 2-0 against Burnley at the Turf Moor, and they lost 2-0 against Manchester United at the Old Trafford. So the 2 games that they lost wasn't at the Stadium of Light, they were all away games. Looking at their away form, they lost 2. And how many goals they scored so far? So far so good. As it stands in game week 9, Sunderland has managed to score 11 goals in the Premier League, and they've conceded 7. So looking at averagely, it means they are scoring a goal per game, more than a goal per game, because 11 goals and they've conceded 7. So it means they have a very balanced team. And looking at some of the results, they have not been conceding as expected. A new promoted side, and they have a very good team. So moving forward, let's talk about their next 10 games, teams that they are going to face henceforth. Moving and talking about their next 10 games in the Premier League, I think in game week 10, Sunderland at the Stadium of Light, they are going to play against Everton. And I think because of how good they have become, and winning against Chelsea in game week 9 tells you that they have a very solid team with a good manager backing them. Against Everton, I'm tipping that game to end in a draw. But it is what it is. They can end up winning all the 3 maximum points. So after playing Everton, they will go ahead and play Arsenal at the Stadium of Light. In their next 10 games, they will play some of the good teams. They are going to play the likes of Manchester City, Liverpool, and also these big teams in the Premier League. After playing Everton, they will play Arsenal, and they will go to the Craven Cottage. That will be their next game after Arsenal. So with that game too, I think they can at least secure a point, because so far this season with Fulham, they have also not been that good, and I think they can get a draw or a win in that game. Probably they will lose against Arsenal. Looking at how Arsenal is also playing this season. So Sunderland will move on and play after Arsenal. After playing Arsenal, will play Fulham, and after Fulham, they are going to play AFC Bournemouth, another impressive team in the Premier League this season. So I think with Bournemouth at the Stadium of Light, that's going to be a home game. And with how good they play at home at the Stadium of Light, I think with that game too, they can either get a win or draw against AFC Bournemouth. moving on, after playing Bournemouth, they are going to go to the Anfield to play Liverpool. And we know how bad Liverpool this season has become. After winning their first 5 games in the season, from game week 6, 7, 8, 9, they've lost all 4 consecutive games in the Premier League. And going to that game, I think it will be a very difficult game for Liverpool, but it is what it is. Because Liverpool is a traditional top 6 club, I'm predicting Sunderland to at least lose that game against Liverpool. After playing Liverpool, they'll go to the Etihad Stadium and play against Manchester City. In this game too, I'm not expecting Sunderland to win, or I'm not expecting, but if they prove they can get a draw at that game against Manchester City. After playing Man City 2, they'll go ahead to play Newcastle at the Stadium of Light. So looking at it, they will go to Anfield. Looking at how their fixtures are being planned out, they will go to Anfield, go to Etihad, and come back to the Stadium of Light to play Newcastle United. After playing Newcastle United, they will go away to the Ahmed Stadium and play against Brighton. So looking at how things are going, after Brighton, then they will come at the Stadium of Light again and play Leeds United, another new promoted side. So looking at the new promoted side, they've already played against Burnley, which they lost that game by 2-0. So going to this game against another new promoted side, I'm tipping Sunderland to get a victory against Leeds United. And after playing Leeds United, they will play Manchester City in the return encounter at the Stadium of Light. So looking at their next 10 games, matches that I'm expecting them to lose will be against Liverpool, against Manchester City, and even against Arsenal. Aside these 3 games, I'm tipping Sunderland to at least get a win or draw against the remaining games. So if averaging, I'm not expecting them to lose more than 10 points. I'm not expecting Sunderland to lose more than 10 points in their next 10 games. Looking at the kind of team they are going to meet with the performance that they had so far, 17 points out of 9 games is something good to talk about. Looking at their outstanding players, so far they have Wilson Isidore, who has already scored 4 goals in the Premier League, promoted from the Championship, now in the Premier League, banging in 4 goals. It's not an easy task, and I think he's going to get more goals. And the other player that we have to talk about is Granit Xhaka. So far so good. 3 assists in the Premier League for a player who last season was playing the Bundesliga for Bayer Leverkusen, and now he's at Sunderland, balling on the highest level. Even last week in their last game they played against Chelsea, he was the man of the match in that game against Chelsea. Despite he's not scoring goals, but he's playing a major role in Sunderland's impressive performance. So far so good, 17 points out of 9 games, 4th on the league table for a new promoted side. Tells you that Sunderland this season are going to survive, and well, I'm tipping them to finish in the top 10 this season. I know they are new promoted side and they may struggle a little bit, but I'm not expecting them to go for relegation. Looking at how things are going, 17 as it stands in game week 9, it tells you that they need just 10 or 11 points to escape relegation. So this season, Sunderland will survive in the Premier League. Now, let me know what you think about this Sunderland team. This is my basic analysis or basic thoughts, things that I've studied about this Sunderland team, and I'm here to share with you. Let me know your minds and your thoughts at the comment section. My name is Andy Final. Till we meet in another video. Bye bye for now.